Welcome to News Now Alberta. This is Special Ed. Today we're going down to one of Albertans' favorite vacation spot, Florida. Many people have done this video and many memes about this incident has been made. This is my take on the infamous acorn shooting.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
A lawsuit is now being filed after a man says he was wrongfully shot at by a sheriff's deputy in Florida.
And we are going to be filing a claim for damages, soon to be followed by a lawsuit, because of what happened. Shots fired!
This is body camera video of the incident, which took place in November 2023. A deputy screams shots fired, takes out his gun and fires it multiple times at the patrol car nearby. Marquis Jackson was inside the car in police custody. He was not hurt, deputies said. The suppressed gunshot the deputy thought he heard was actually a falling acorn, investigators with the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office said. At the time of the incident, officers were on the scene responding to a report of a woman's stolen car. It was the victim's boyfriend who was suspected of theft and in handcuffs inside the patrol car. Deputies had just searched him for weapons.
I haven't been the same since. Will I ever have a peace of mind again? Imagine being shot at a tremendous amount of times while handcuffed in the backseat of a cop car by the ones we call to protect our community.
The deputy resigned a month later and has not been charged with any crimes. Jackson says he was taken to the hospital, booked into jail, and later released without facing any charges.
I deal with flashbacks and nightmares every day. I wish I can get this image out of my head. It has really taken over my mental. As I continue trying to live my normal life.
His attorney said in a statement, the officers had no legal or factual justification for their overwhelming use of deadly force. The sheriff said the deputy was ultimately found to have violated policy. In response to the lawsuit, the sheriff said in part, "While we are fully committed to defending ourselves in this matter, we sincerely wish Mr. Jackson well."
Yep, was almost killed by two police officers because an acorn fell on the car. They had searched this guy for weapons already, and he was in handcuffs in the back of a police car. So how can he shoot at an officer? Deputy Jesse Hernandez heard a pop sound. Thinking it was a gunshot, he started firing. He started rolling on the ground, yelling he'd been hit, emptied his magazine, and crawled to safety. He resigned, and no actions were taken against him. That was attempted murder all day long in my book. The sergeant that also shot at the car was cleared of everything because she said she was covering her partner. So she shot without seeing a gun or hearing a shot. Both officers said they thought Marquis Jackson was using a silencer. Where the heck would he have hidden that when he was searched already? So here are basically the cliff notes of everything that happened. A deputy responded to a theft call. He patted down, handcuffed, and secured the suspect in the back of his patrol car. So the victim's suspect's girlfriend showed responding deputies a photo of a suspect holding a silencer, suggesting he may have had access to a firearm. Upon determining that there was PC for an arrest for theft, the deputy returned to his vehicle, intending to conduct a full customary search of the suspect. An acorn fell from a tree and struck the top of the patrol car, causing a loud staccato sound. The deputy later stated he thought the sound was a gunshot from a suppressed weapon. He also believed he had been shot because he felt the impact on his torso. His legs suddenly lost their normal function. In fact, the deputy had not been shot, and the suspect was unarmed. The agency concluded his shooting was an unreasonable use of force and was outside of their use of force policy. The local prosecutor declined to file charges against the deputy, and the deputy resigned. A few minutes later, I heard an officer scream, "I'm hit, he's armed," Jackson said in the post. As soon as that was announced, multiple shots were fired at me while I was stuck in the back seat. All I could do was lean over and play dead to prevent getting shot in the head. Jackson said he was scared to death and I knew all I could depend on was God. I ignored everything and prayed. Windows were shattering on me the whole time as bullets continued flying across me. This is what the sheriff's office had to say before the victim's press conference. We understand a press conference will be held to discuss the November incident that involved Mr. Marky Jackson. Based on the law firm's press release published on Monday, we are concerned about false and misleading statements that will be made about this incident. 2 investigations, including an independent review from the office of the state's attorney, confirmed no long guns were used to shoot at Mr. Jackson's. Deputies only used long guns with beanbags rounds to breach the windows to help Mr. Jackson get out of the vehicle, and he was informed that he was not being shot at. The press release inaccurately reports a minimum of 32 rounds were fired. Our investigation confirmed 22 rounds were fired. Mr. Jackson was also not searched twice. He was only ever patted down. Finally, we have not and will not speculate about former Deputy Hernandez's mindset, as he resigned before he could be interviewed for the investigation. This is information we will share with Mr. Jackson and his legal team, if necessary, through the litigation process. While we are fully committed to defending ourselves in this matter, we sincerely wish Mr. Jackson well. The entire Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office remains committed to the excellent service and protection of our residents and visitors. After the victim's press conference, this came out. Our team has been and continues to be honest and transparent in our response to the November incident that involved Mr. Marky Jackson. The notion that such an event would be swept under the rug, as alleged in today's press conference, is absurd. Once again, we would like to emphasize to the community that 2 separate investigations, including an independent review from the Office of the State's Attorney, were conducted and released to the public along with numerous videos. Additionally, we have personally met with community partners who have inquired about this incident and shared the same information with them that has always been available to Mr. Jackson, his legal counsel, and the public. We were also disappointed to hear false claims regarding the use of rifles in this matter and the irresponsible comments made about our deputies that are both offensive and untrue. At no point were rifles shot at Mr. Jackson, and transcript from the video, as well as the video itself, shows our deputy acting with professionalism throughout the process of extracting Mr. Jackson from the vehicle. Urgent life-saving measures were taken to rescue Mr. Jackson from the vehicle as quickly and safely as possible using professional verbal instructions and protocols that are standard and involve long guns using beanbags to gain access to him. The procedure was required as the vehicle was locked and inaccessible otherwise. Thankfully, once we were able to safely extract Mr. Jackson, we were able to determine that he was not injured. Again, we care deeply about Mr. Jackson's well-being and have sincerely, publicly apologized to him. We wish him all the best, and we encourage community members to carefully review the publicly released investigation for the most accurate information about this matter. It wasn't swept under the rug. They just did nothing about it. While the county's state attorney office found no probable cause for criminal charges, the sheriff's internal affairs investigation determined Hernandez's use of force was not objectively reasonable. Because the cop resigned, the police stopped investigating the excessive use of force incident. That's all they have to do to get away. No criminal charges were brought up against him either. He got away with just being the laughingstock of the police department. The cops tried to get away by saying no one was hurt during the incident. Someone could have been killed over an acorn. To get the victim out of the car safely, they used rifles with rubber bullets to break the windows around him, instead of like their nightstick or something, just more shooting to scare the hell out of him. What do you think of this incident? Do you think the cops should have been charged with something? Let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.